I had a random thought. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, actually, and I just never found the right time to do it. But since I've been on this train of losing my black card, I guess I may as well say it now. With regards to the black K-pop stans getting mad because Korean idols are using the N-word, whether unintentionally or whether it was intentional, I think that some of it is unintentional. Some of it is accidental, right? It's hard to listen to your favorite artist, right, that raps, that who's black, like Nicki Minaj or whoever else who's black, that uses the N-word in every other word of the song, right? It's hard to do that. It's hard to listen to that music without having to walk on eggshells to make sure you don't say the word, because it's just so ingrained in the vocabulary and in the culture of black people. Here's my issue with this N-word. I have many issues with it, but I'm just gonna give one point and let you guys think on it. Do you really think that every other race, including Koreans, take black people seriously when black people say that they don't like the N-word being said, but black people say the N-word all the time in their songs? Do you really think that people are gonna take us seriously when we say we don't like a word because it's degrading and demeaning, and yet we use that same word to talk about our own in songs? And you get mad when Korean idols accidentally or intentionally say the word? I think it's a double standard, obviously, towards Koreans. But more than that, it almost feels like disingenuous, because black people, I feel like y'all are smart enough, black K-pop stans, y'all are smart enough to know that this word has strong ties to our ancestors being called this because they were property. And this is what property was called back then. And y'all know this. Y'all know the history. And you're telling Koreans that say the word, you need to be educated. Well, I would turn it around and say that honestly, the black people that are saying they need to be educated, those people need to be re-educated. Because I feel like if you were really educated on what this word really means and how vulgar this word really is, you wouldn't be saying it, regardless of your skin color or your race or your ethnicity. It doesn't matter. You wouldn't say it because it's demeaning to our people. It was demeaning back then. It's demeaning now. I don't care if you're a Korean. I don't care if you're from the islands. I don't care if you're Filipino. I don't care what you are. I don't care if you're Hispanic. I don't care if you're black, white, yellow, purple, green, blue, orange, brown. I don't care, indigo. I don't care what color you are. It's disrespectful anyway to call anyone that word. So to get upset at a Korean who's listening to black music and listening to black people in that music say the N-word all the time, and then they slip up and say it and you get mad, to see that, but to not like have some kind of awareness as to, okay, well, we're the ones putting this music out there, we're the ones putting this word out there, and we're not being taken seriously because, hello, we're using it like it's a part of our natural vocabulary and treating the word as if it's not even a big deal to say it. It's like we don't respect ourselves enough to not use the word on each other, but we expect other people, other races to respect us and not use that word at all. So we can degrade each other, but they can't degrade us. Now, I understand black people, a lot of black people don't see it that way. Well, there are some black people that see it as, well, we're not degrading each other. We're actually lifting each other up by calling each other the N-word. You know, that's my N-word. You know, that's my nick. You know how we say it. But if I'm not mistaken, the N-word can be used to both affirm someone and demean. It can be used in both ways. Guess what? White slave owners used it in the same way. When they called our ancestors, oh yeah, that's a good N-word, they were saying something good about us. But they still called us the demeaning N-word. When they called our ancestors stupid N-word, they were demeaning to us. So the meaning hasn't changed just because black people took it. Okay, and we did not reclaim that word. We didn't reclaim it. It was never ours to reclaim. So we didn't reclaim it. We took it and repurposed it and made it a term of endearment and set conditions that only black people can say it, no other race can. My thought process is, How about we get rid of the word completely? We stop saying it. If it triggers black people that much, stop saying the word. Otherwise, K-pop idols, why do you think they would take us seriously when we use that word in music that they like? They like our music, right? No one's bashing them or condemning them for liking Nicki Minaj, for liking Cardi B, for liking Lizzo, for liking Chris Brown, for liking all these people, right? Liking all these different, rappers and all this stuff, all these different artists that are black, they use the N-word. Nobody's criticizing Koreans for that. But when they use a word that's in the lyrics of the song, then it's a problem all of a sudden. I think it's interesting that we use the N-word to show respect to each other as black people, but we say in the same breath it's disrespectful for an K-pop idol or any other race that's not black to use that word because it's disrespectful. It doesn't make sense to me. I honestly think if we stop saying that word, if black people actually stopped saying that word, I think Asians, K-pop idols, whoever, would finally take black people seriously enough to say, okay, we're not saying the word. And I honestly think our problems with K-pop idols mouthing the N-word or whatever will dissipate because they finally see that we're actually taking this seriously, because they actually see that, wow, they really are serious about that N-word being a really bad word. Yeah, we are. That's why we're not using it anymore, right? When I was young, I used that word a lot, and I was ignorant. I didn't know how bad slavery was. I didn't know, like school, they teach you about slavery, but they don't really teach you everything, right? There's certain things that they omit. If I had known, and also the culture surrounding friendships, school, things like that, people call each other the N-word all the time, right? It's just a given. And then black people look at you weird because you don't call them the N-word. I just think we would be taken more seriously if we actually took the N-word seriously and stopped using it as some kind of way to show that we are free in this country. Take the N-word, throw it in the trash, and let the trash people take care of it, right? I think that problems with K-pop idols saying the N-word would actually disappear. Now, yes, this is a fantasy world that I'm living in, because it'd be a cold day in hell before every black person in the world stops saying the N-word. It's not going to happen, right? I'm just giving a hypothetical what if we did stop, because I do believe this word is disrespectful, regardless of what skin color, ethnicity, race, whatever, regardless of who's saying it. It's a demeaning word. Okay? Our ancestors were called this because they were property, because they were less than, because of their skin color, because they were slaves, and they were subject to white people, white slave owners' rules, and we were beat, and all kinds of things happened to us. All of that stuff that happened, even with Jim Crow, all of that stuff that happened, segregation, all of that is encompassed in that word that we use as a symbol of pride as black people. And I just think that word is not something to be proud of, to be called that. Sorry, blame me for being on a moral soapbox about this N-word thing. But you got to think about it from the perspective of a lot of Koreans. Yes, it's not like they don't know what the word means. They know what it means. They don't need to be educated, guys. They know what it means. The problem is that we keep using the word, putting it in our songs, putting it in our raps, putting it in everything, to the point where Koreans have to walk on eggshells, or other races that aren't black have to walk on eggshells just to enjoy the music we put out. And we say that this word is disrespectful, but we use it in our vocabulary all the time. So how disrespectful really is it? That's why I say Asians don't take us seriously when we say we don't like the N-word, because we actually do like the N-word. If you're black, and I said before that we didn't reclaim the word, we repurposed it. I think I'm starting to realize that we didn't actually repurpose the word. What we did was we took it and made it a color thing. We've narrowed it down to you have to be black in order to say the word. You have to be black. If you're not black, you can't say it, right? We've narrowed it down to that. We didn't repurpose anything, because if you think about it, white slave owners praised black people too. They praised slaves. Yeah, we were praised with that word. We were also insulted by white people with that word. Guess what? Black people use it in the same way. We didn't repurpose it at all. What we did was we segregated it to you have to be black in order to say that word. But honestly, if you think about it, why do you have to be any race, any color to say that word? How about we get rid of the word altogether? Because it reflects the past. You can't take that word and try to justify why you use it, even as a black person. You can do it. I remember when Show Me the Money, there was a guy that was rapping, Asian dude, and he said the N-word in the rap, and all the Korean rappers looked at him like, okay. And I can't remember who asked him. It was either Swings or somebody asked him, are you okay? No, maybe we'll give him another chance because I think he's nervous. But he used the N-word. Asians, Koreans, whoever, don't take black people seriously when we talk about the N-word because we're still using it. Well, that doesn't give them a justification to use that word just because we use it. You're right, but what makes you think they will actually stop using it when you're telling them that it's disrespectful to use the word, but you use it yourself? It's okay for you to use a word that demeans and disrespects black people because you're black, but it's not okay for other races to use the same word that has the same negative connotations to it. You see how that doesn't make sense? It's nonsensical. And I'm not like a woke dude, okay? But if there's a hill that I'd happily die on, it would be this hill. I would die on this hill. I don't use the word anymore, y'all. I stopped using it a long time ago. I don't like it. I know what it means. I know what it represents. I don't like it. I'm not saying that I'm morally better than anybody. I'm not more morally sound or more morally righteous than anyone. I'm just saying because I'm black and I understand the history behind that word and that the history of the word has not left the word itself. The meanings of the word have not left the word itself. That word still means what it means today, no matter how many centuries ago we were called this. We're still called that today by our own people. You know, black people try to take it and make it a joke because we're free now. But just because we're free doesn't mean that we have the right to tell people or impose on people, you can't say this, but we can because we're black and we're free. And since we're free, we can call each other the N-word all we want, but you can't. Do you understand how ridiculous that sounds? And these are the same black people that talk about white privilege. And yet we have black privilege right there. That anybody that's white that says that word, automatically, we gonna jump them. We gonna beat them up. We gonna, you know, what'd you say? What'd you call me? What'd you call me? Yeah, but you get called that by your homies all the time. And it's no problem. Why? Because they're all black. So we've colorized the word. We've segregated it to color because it is the demeaning of the darker skinned person, which is all the more reason why we probably shouldn't use it. Like, if it means that it is absolutely demeaning, if that word means the demeaning, the disrespect of black people, why would you use said word that was used to disrespect us to then affirm your brother? That's a good man. Yeah, that's my N-word right there. Yeah, there you go. That's my homeboy. That's my N-word. That's what I'm talking about. That's a smart N-word, whatever. But then we use it in the same way to blast people and talk crap about people and disrespect people and all that other stuff. It can be a fighting word and it can be an affirming word. So we haven't progressed in that sense at all. It will never change because we keep getting all hot and bothered as black K-pop stans about Koreans using a word we said that they shouldn't use because it's a bad word to use and it is very disrespectful to black people. And yet we are using the same freaking word that we claim is so bad. No wonder Asians don't take us seriously when we say we don't like the word, because actually we do. We do like it. Be honest. We like it. If we didn't, we wouldn't listen to black comedy, black comedians saying the N-word every 5 seconds. We wouldn't be laughing at it, right? We see it as a joke now, as long as a black person's saying it. But any other race saying it, we don't like it. We don't like it. Don't call me that. You don't get to call me that. Black privilege. It's sad. That's my opinion. Think about you using that word as opposed to other people who are not black using that word. And think about the reasons as to why you don't like that word and the reasons as to why that word is so vulgar and disgusting. And you think about it. You think about that. And then you tell me, if they can't say it, why do you think that it's okay for you to say it? It has to be more than just I'm black. It started with us. Maybe it should end with us. Maybe we should stop saying the word. This is very unrealistic. Nobody's going to really stop saying the word. I'm just putting my 2 cents out there because, let me be clear. I am not saying this to change a society. Okay? I'm well aware that regardless of what I say, society's not going to do anything, that makes sense, logic, reason, critical thinking. No, the society doesn't care about that. So I'm not trying to change society. I'm just putting it out there, okay? You can say the N-word if you want to. I'm not telling you can't. Go right ahead. I'm just saying don't get mad when other races use the N-word because we're not taken seriously because we use the N-word. We use it. So how in the world can you expect Korean idols? Again, the question, how can you expect Korean idols to take black people seriously when we say we want to be respected? We don't want to be disrespected. We don't want to be looked down on. We don't want to be called demeaning things, degrading things like the N-word. But we use the N-word in songs. We use the N-word in everything. How can we be taken seriously? How is it only degrading when a person who's not black says it? But when we say it, it's okay. It means the same thing today that it meant back then. You didn't really do much to it except put up boundaries as to who can say it and who can't say it based on color and ethnicity. And I'm not saying that Koreans should say it since we're saying it. I'm saying if it's so bad to black people and you don't want other people saying it because it's offensive, maybe you should look in the mirror and maybe you should stop saying it. But I digress. That's just an unpopular opinion from a black K-tuber who's probably at this point lost his black card, especially with the last video that I put out. But yeah, I just food for thought, guys. Just food for thought. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. I have way more to talk about with this N-word stuff because I've been seeing a lot of this stuff in K-pop lately and black people complaining about it. Just like they complain about cultural appropriation with wearing do-rags and other stuff. Yeah, this is a topic that I think I'm going to definitely revisit in the future. So just kind of putting it out there. It's coming, guys. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. Remember, please be respectful in the comments though. Don't shoot somebody's head off because they don't agree with you. All right, I think we know how to say things in a way that it doesn't cause some kind of war in the comment section. So let's not do that. Let's just be respectful, everybody, and respectful of each other's opinions and thoughts on these things, because I think that's how conversations can thrive, is by respectful dialogue, right? Healthy. All right, so let's do that. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.